Welcome back to the Deep Dive, brought to you by Channel A of Think. Let's be honest, we've all had those moments, haven't we?
Oh, definitely.
Staring down some endless spreadsheet or, wrestling with a smart speaker that just will not turn off the lights when you ask.
Yeah.
Yes,
Plays whale sounds instead. Been there.
exactly. Ever just wish those really tedious, repetitive parts of your day could somehow, I don't know, just handle themselves?
Absolutely. Who wouldn't want that?
Well, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely in the right place for this deep dive. Today, we're tackling some fascinating material all about how AI, artificial intelligence, is being used right now to automate common processes, everyday stuff.
Right.
Our mission, really, is to pull out the key insights from this material, understand the promises, and maybe some of the surprising realities of AI stepping in to handle the mundane. Maybe make things a bit smoother.
Yeah, and the material we're looking at gives a really insightful perspective, I think. It gets past the usual hype.
How so?
Well, it digs into the why, the methods, and even, the unexpected bits, the limitations when AI takes on these routine tasks. It's about seeing where AI really works in automation and where we humans are still essential.
Okay, we'll dive in then. The material starts with a pretty fundamental question. Why automate these common processes with AI? What's the big push?
And the answer it gives right up front is maybe not what you'd expect.
Going.
It suggests a big driver is actually finding solutions for boredom.
Boredom. Seriously. Using advanced AI to fight boredom.
Sounds a bit strange, I know. But it frames it as a way to make those dull, repetitive tasks maybe a bit more interesting by, automating the parts that drag.
Oh, okay.
And what's really interesting is how the material connects that idea, tackling boredom, to the bigger picture, like efficiency and even security.
Right. So it's not just about making work less dull.
Exactly. It sees AI as a tool to cut out not just the lack of interest from repetition, but also the inefficiencies, the mistakes, even the security risks that can happen because people get bored or distracted doing the same thing over and over.
So how does it actually do that, according to the material? Make tasks more interesting or boost efficiency?
It talks about developing smart interfaces.
Okay, smart interfaces. Sounds techy.
Well, yeah, but it's not just about a slick design. The material describes them as tools to help us humans do mundane things much faster, more intuitively.
Like what, for example?
Things like quickly researching information, pulling different bits together, or interacting with smart devices. The material specifically mentions going beyond just flipping a switch at home.
Ah, so like systems that learn your routines, maybe. Or understand more complex requests.
Precisely. Managing multiple things automatically based on what's going on so you're not manually poking at 10 different apps or buttons. It frees you up.
That makes sense, taking away the repetitive clicks and taps.
Exactly. And by handling those routine, time-sucking actions, the material emphasizes how it frees up our, human capacity, our brain power.
For more important things, presumably.
Right. It says pretty clearly that people who are looking ahead already see AI mainly as a way to get more efficient.
So the core idea is consistent help.
Consistent, logical, unbiased help. That's the key, especially for tasks that need really close attention for a long time, like monitoring huge amounts of data or following super strict procedures without drifting off.
Like the medical example you mentioned, monitoring patients.
Yeah, that's a great example the material brings up, where consistency is critical. AI can watch for subtle changes, follow protocols perfectly, offering that support humans need when fatigue or distraction could be an issue, that unwavering focus.
That almost sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? AI just erasing all the boring stuff from our lives.
Well, the dream.
The material does suggest AI is expected to cut down on boredom quite a bit by taking over those repetitive chores.
It does suggest that, yes, but then it throws in a pretty important condition, a caveat.
Oh. What's that?
While AI can definitely do the repetitive tasks for us, the material argues it fundamentally cannot reduce boredom in the deeper human sense.
Cannot reduce boredom. But it just took the boring task away. How does that work?
This is where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit counterintuitive, like you said.
Okay, I'm listening.
The material explains why. AI can't truly eliminate boredom because, well, it can't understand. Not like we do.
It just follows patterns, processes data.
Exactly. It doesn't have consciousness, subjective experience. And crucially, the material stresses AI cannot come up with truly creative or innovative solutions.
Right. Its output is based on what it's been trained on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not genuine insight, not a novel idea out of the blue. So for problems needing that human spark, that creative leap, AI isn't the answer. according to this material.
Okay, that makes sense. It can optimize but not truly invent.
And here's the twist. The material kind of flips the script on boredom itself. It points out that sometimes doing those seemingly boring, routine things, the stuff AI might take over that can actually increase our human creativity.
Really?
The idea is that those moments of lower mental load, maybe when you're doing something repetitive, allow your mind to wander, to daydream.
Ah, the shower thoughts phenomenon.
Sort of. That mental space can be really fertile ground for new ideas, connections, insights, things that are uniquely human.
So, the fact AI can't fundamentally reduce boredom because it doesn't daydream or truly innovate, that's actually a good thing.
In a way, yes. The material presents it like that. It highlights what's irreplaceable about the human mind. AI taking over tasks might remove the task, but it doesn't replicate that human mental process, including the potential for creativity that sometimes comes from less demanding moments.
Wow. That's a really profound point. Maybe those boring bits weren't just wasted time.
Potentially not. Food for thought, definitely.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Automation itself. The material touches on developing different levels of it, right?
Yes, different levels of AI capability, how integrated it is.
And it makes a key historical point, too, doesn't it? That automation isn't new.
Not at all. The material reminds us it existed way before modern AI, even before things like the industrial assembly line. The basic idea of using tools or systems to reduce human effort or error is ancient.
So AI is just the latest chapter in a long story.
A very powerful chapter, yes. And the material clarifies, when we talk about AI automation now, it's not just physical robots building cars, though that's part of it.
Software, too. Processes.
A huge part of it. Algorithms making decisions, systems managing workflows, software running tasks automatically. In some industries, yeah, the ultimate goal might be full lights-out automation.
No humans involved at all.
That might be the endpoint in some specific cases, but the material balances this by stressing that, as a society, we really need to think about what humans will do. Finding meaningful, non-repetitive roles in a world where AI handles more routine stuff.
That's a huge societal question. Okay, another angle the material brought up was safety, using AI automation to avoid security issues or accidents.
Yes, a potentially massive benefit.
But there was a but here too, wasn't there?
Very significant one. The material points out, no matter how smart the AI, it can't stop accidents caused by human factors.
Like being distracted, making a mistake, or even being bored again.
Exactly. Things like negligence, not following procedure, human choices.
So the AI can spot the danger, but it can't force us to avoid it.
Precisely. The material is very clear. AI can analyze, identify risks, suggest safer options. It can help avoid problems, but its effectiveness hinges entirely on us.
On the human in the loop.
On the human choosing to follow the rules, the recommendations, the AI's guidance. There's no magic override. Humans have to actively choose safety, even with AI assistance. The AI gives the logical path, but we have to walk it.
Okay, so within that partnership that human AI team up, how does the material say AI helps with safety? What can it actually do?
It outlines a few practical ways. First, helping fight boredom directly, suggesting task rotation, switching things up, whether you're on a production line, using driver assist in a car, or managing things at home. Keep it fresh, keep attention levels up.
Makes sense. What else?
Second, AI monitoring human performance, looking for signs of fatigue, distraction, anything that might impair judgment.
Like detecting if a driver is getting drowsy,
Yeah.
or if someone's making repeated errors.
Exactly. And then suggesting a break or an adjustment. And third, AI can actively assist during tasks, combining our human smarts and dexterity with the AI's speed, consistency, and data processing power.
So it's augmenting us, not just replacing us.
That's the core idea coming through. Humans are irreplaceable, but we can do things more safely, more effectively with that consistent, logical, unbiased help AI offers, especially in high-stakes situations requiring constant vigilance, like monitoring those critical systems or, again, patients in healthcare.
As we pull all these different threads together, tackling boredom, the limits on AI creativity, the history of automation, this nuanced role in safety. It's clear this is really complex stuff. It touches on really human aspects of how we work and live.
Absolutely. It's not just about the tech.
And diving into these layers, connecting these dots from the material, that's really what the deep dive is all about, isn't it? If you're finding this exploration valuable, if hearing about these maybe surprising connections between AI and the human experience resonates,
Yeah,
well, we hope you'll become a regular part of our community.
that's right. There's always more to uncover, especially in tech, and exploring it together based on insightful material like this gives you that unique perspective, I think.
For more deep dives, more of these kinds of insights and discussions that, go a bit deeper than the headlines, consider joining channel AI, I think. You can find us and subscribe pretty easily. Okay, so getting back to this picture of automation from the material,
Mm.
it really is nuanced, isn't it? AI is this incredibly powerful tool. It can handle repetitive tasks brilliantly, boost efficiency everywhere, even help with safety. But with that huge caveat, safety often relies on us humans cooperating, actually following the AI's lead.
And maybe the biggest takeaway is that AI, just by its nature, doesn't replace human creativity or insight,
Sure.
or that complex judgment you need when things go off script.
That's great with the predictable, the logical, the repetitive.
But not the truly innovative, the intuitive,
Yeah.
the human stuff.
So what does this all mean for us then? As we navigate this world where AI is doing more and more of the everyday things,
Well,
our deep dive into this material, it paints AI as this powerful assistant.
yeah.
Right? It can free us from the mundane, drive efficiency.
But with clear limits, it doesn't understand like we do. It's not creative like we are. And it relies on us for judgment, for compliance, especially when safety matters.
It really pushes us to think differently about working with AI, doesn't it?
I think so. It's less about just handing tasks over to AI,
And more about,
more about figuring out how to integrate AI assistance smartly, how to use it to amplify our unique human skills, our intuition, creativity, critical thinking, all the things the material reminds us AI just doesn't have.
that's a great thought to leave folks with today. AI can handle the patterns, the logic, the repetition. It's brilliant at that.
But we humans,
We're the ones who can step back, see beyond the patterns, question things, and bring something genuinely new into the picture.
that's our edge.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really hope you found it insightful, maybe gave you a new angle on the AI tools popping up everywhere.
Yeah, we look forward to you joining us for our next exploration. Always more to discuss.
And please don't forget to subscribe to channel AI of Think. And maybe share this deep dive with friends if you think they'd be curious about how AI is changing things, one automated task at a time.